Hi, my name is Elami Drucker. I'm a hypnotherapist and regression therapist. And today I'm going to be explaining to you what regression therapy is, what it means, what it does. Now, in our country, in the UK, we often have this saying, keep calm and carry on. And that is often what we do in life. And that's often what we need to do in life. Because when something happens, that's not very nice. When trauma occurs, we often don't have a choice to actually deal with things right there and then. So what we do, we have no choice but to suppress it. It's like a beach ball, the trauma that we suppress because we need to carry on. That's what the soldiers had to do in the First World War in the trenches. They couldn't sit down and realize what was actually happening. They had to move on. And that's often what happens to us in real life. And that's all well and good. You can still survive, you can still carry on. However, any trauma that's suppressed, sooner or later, it's going to be triggered, it's going to pop up. And it could pop up at moments where you least want it, where you least expect it. It could be you're yelling at your kids, or you're being really horrible to your co-workers. And it's not because of something that they've done, it's because of something that happened a long time ago. So keep calm and carry on. Not so sure if I personally agree with it. I know sometimes we have to, but it's not good for the body to keep suppressing things because it might also express as an illness. So my clients that come to me for regression therapy, very often they say, I feel depressed or I feel anxious and I don't quite know why. The least little thing worries me. I'm worried about going outside. I can't keep a relationship and I don't really know why. And that is often when we go to regression therapy. I've made separate videos about hypnotherapy, which is a wonderful tool, but in hypnotherapy, we deal with the symptoms. In regression therapy, we go straight to the cause of the issue. Now, we don't know beforehand where the cause happened. It could be in your current life, it could be when you were a little baby, it could also be in a past life. And now, whether you actually believe in reincarnation or not, it doesn't matter. The techniques will still work. The people that don't believe in reincarnation, they will see any story that emerges in the therapy session as just a story that their brain came up with, a story that they needed to hear to help them heal. Because out of all the stories they could have come up with, they came up with that one. And the stories always make sense. Sometimes it's not immediately obvious why this particular story emerges for the problem the client presented with, but it always makes sense. Also, because we go straight to the source of the issue, healing is often very quick. I believe in comparison to sort of more conventional talking therapies where people talk about an issue, you don't go as deep. In a regression therapy, you go to the source. So you go deep. You go right there where it hurts. So it takes a little guts because also we don't know beforehand where we're going to end up. Are we going to end up at what we call digging potatoes or porridge life? A life where nothing really happened, a life where you were digging potatoes, a life where you were being a farmer or a maid or anything like that. But we might also go to a life that was very traumatic. We might have been killed. We might have been raped. We might have experienced all sorts of horrible things. And in a way, you can figure if in the current life you've got an issue and you don't know why, and it's a terrible fear or a terrible phobia for something, for example, you can figure that that phobia is more likely to have been caused by something not very nice rather than as a beautiful life where you were Princess Jasmine and people were feeding you grapes and giving you jewelry and stuff. So often it is the unpleasant things we need to go back to. But it's brief. And we don't just go and remember those often unpleasant experiences. We learn from them. We don't just become tourists to those past lives. We don't just find out, oh, okay, I was murdered. I was whatevered. We go and find out why. So a regression session always has at least two parts. One part where we find out the story and the other part where what we call transform it. So if somebody's done anything to us in a past life, somebody murdered us, somebody bullied us, whatever, we go and talk to them and say, hey, why did you do that? So we find out why. They can then communicate with us and we can get the understanding, we can get the learning. So it's hugely transformational. It's a very quick technique. As I said, it's not for the faint-hearted, but in a safe therapeutic environment, a lot of healing and fast healing is possible. Now, in other videos, I'm going to be giving you some case studies, some more examples of experiences people have had in regression therapy. And as always, if you've got any questions, feel free to have a look at my website or contact me. I'll be seeing you again soon, I hope. Have a great day. Take care.